Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpios. How are you, my darling? So, today's the big day. Today is the solar eclipse. But if you're going to watch this video later on, this video is going to be valid for like the next 6 months. Some of you even to a year because you got a lot of things going on. This is a new format for you guys. Pardon my voice. I'm still getting over bronchitis and the flu and all of that. So I was trying to get these out yesterday before, but my voice just crapped out on me. So sorry. Welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including tarot, astrology, mediumship, energy work, all kinds of things, hypnotherapy, to help you on your path. So this is, like I said, a new format. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like it or not. I'm open to suggestions. So what I wanted to do is I thought I'd show you guys the chart so you guys could see what I'm looking at when I'm talking about your astrological chart. Of course, everybody's house is different. So some of you may have bigger houses in some of the signs. Some of you may have smaller houses in some of the signs. And that's why if you want to, ever have a reading with me or want to go over your natal chart or your progressions or your transits, I'll have that link down below. Now, this is the solar eclipse. We just had the lunar eclipse. Oh, and one more thing. I did a tarot spread for you guys. You can see it up on the top right-hand corner. And I'll I'll enlarge that after we do this part, after we do the astrological part. I'll enlarge it and then we can go over it. So, what was I saying before? I don't know. I got sidetracked. What I was going to say is, if you can remember what you were doing about 6 months ago, or what areas of your life became prominent, and the inspirations and the dreams and the fated and the destiny and the karma and all that stuff that had come up about 6 months ago, that's going to be highlighted again. So a lot of you are going to have endings, completions. Well, everybody is endings and completions and beginnings with this solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is about completions, endings, fated stuff, changes, karmic, right? And then the solar eclipse, because we just had the lunar eclipse. Sorry, let me back up. The lunar eclipse is going to be, in effect, that energy. The lunar eclipse had the full moon, completions, right? Letting go of energy that no longer serves you. That is going to be prominent in your life right now for it could be up to 6 months, but really the next 45 days. Now, today we have this solar eclipse. What you want to be thinking and what you want to be intending is what you want, what your goals are, not what you don't have, not what hasn't happened, not how people did things to you, not how you could have done things better. We don't want that, right? Because if you go to that with this solar eclipse, it's going to put you at almost 0 point energy at the eclipse. And 0 point energy has a lot of energy. And so when it eclipses, whatever you're thinking, wherever your vibration is, whatever your intention is, it's going to launch you in that direction, because that's what the eclipse does. So you want to be thinking about the goals that you want, how you see your life, how you see your life in abundance. That's what you want to be thinking about. That's what you want your heart to be open to, so that energy can help launch you in that direction. Okay. Now, we have this eclipse happening in different houses for different people. So I wanted you to see that. Okay. For you guys, when I look at you, you're Scorpio right here, right? So your first house, but the eclipse is happening in Aquarius. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, then the solar eclipse is happening in Aquarius, in your 4th house. That means it will have Aquarius energy. And Aquarius energy is all about futuristic. I'm going to go over some Aquarian characteristics so that you guys kind of get the idea about what this house is going to be or how you can work in it. Now, if you look at what happened with the lunar eclipse, it's still, that energy still here. So we do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the lunar eclipse energy is happening in this house for you, the 10th house in Leo. Now, let's go over some of the characteristics of Aquarian so you can kind of see what that house is sort of working with, that energy that it's working with. If you look here, sorry, I'm using two, I'm not used to this this format myself. So see this sun and the moon, this is where they're going to eclipse in this house, okay? And 27 degrees for you. So Aquarius energy is all about bringing people and things together to progress it forward, right? Aquarians have this very futuristic belief. They're like 150 years ahead. They can see it. They can remember it. They can see it. And their issue is trying to acclimate and remember that they're here now. And so they can bring some of that stuff here, but they have to learn how to do it in a way to progress humanity forward, in a way to elevate the consciousness, right? Expand our consciousness, expand our awareness. So their energy is, they're very sociable, they're sweet, they're extremely intelligent, they're generous, they're very personable, they will speak the truth. They know how to create, they know how to build, and they know how to manifest, right? Their issue is, am I going to manifest the right thing? What is it that I really want? That's their issue, okay? And again, they're very old souls. They're very eccentric. They're very quirky. And they like being that way. They like being different, right? The thing is they will test you. They'll test you. They'll test the universe. They'll test. That's what they do. So you may find that in this fourth house, you could be testing people. You could be testing the universe. You could be testing family members. You know, you could be doing that. But it's to create something better. It's to bring the whole of the consciousness in this house, moving it forward, okay? They're really, really compassionate, which Scorpio, you know how to be very, very compassionate, right? When you want to be. They have futuristic beliefs, like I said. They have a lot of empathy for the whole of humanity. They have a lot of empathy. A lot of people think Aquarians don't feel. Our issue is well, it's not an issue. It's a gift, actually. So we feel too much. And so we have this gift of being able to detach from our feelings. Otherwise, we would get overwhelmed and wouldn't be able to move, right? So they're very empathetic. They're very compassionate. They have a lot of love for humanity, okay? So that's sort of the higher vibration, the more evolved vibration of Aquarius. And with it being in 27 degrees, that energy is going to be there for you to use. But we have free will. We have our conscience, right? So we can take the lower parts of the Aquarius, or the unevolved, or the lower octaves, as they say in astrology, and that can be like a young aqua can be very heartless and cynical and cold and detached, distant, very moody, and they have a fear of intimacy and attachment, okay? They don't want people attaching to them, and they don't like attachment themselves. They don't want to attach themselves to anybody else. So they have this fear of that. But as they grow and as they mature and as they learn how to be human, you know, they get to that higher vibration. So that's enough about Aquarian energy. Again, this is going to be happening in your fourth house. So what's the fourth house about? Now, first of all, let's talk about what this eclipse is about. As I mentioned before, it's going to put you to almost 0 point energy and launch you in the new direction, right? But with this eclipse, we have the new moon. So the new moon is basically, that energy is going to be intensified for 6 months. Some of you up to a year, depending on your path and your chart and your consciousness, right? Like your free will. So for the next 45 days especially, you're going to be doing new beginnings, finishing up, new beginnings, new manifestations, new things in that new moon with the eclipse, as you let go, as you complete, as you understand in your Leo, in your 10th house, okay? So this is a thing, I've said this before and I'll say it again if you've never seen me. In our whole selves, in our higher selves, we have unlimited amounts of energy that can run through us. But in our physical form, in our life here on earth with the laws of the universe, there's only so much energy that can run through us, right? Now, everything is energy. So the people around you, the situations around you, the situations that you've kept, the houses, the homes, the cars, the drinks, the food, the clothes, the dressers, the furniture in your home, like all of that is energy. All of that, your coworkers, your desk. All of that is energy that runs through you, that's in your world, right? So if you are holding on, this 10th house for you, if you're holding on to I'm sorry, spirit was coming in. Sorry about that. So if you're holding on to energy that no longer serves you, then you don't have room for the abundance that's coming in. Okay. Now, the universe has heard you, God's heard you, oneness has heard you, source, whatever you call them. They've heard you and they're trying to get the energy into you. They're trying to give you your abundance. They're trying to give you what you want. But if you're holding on to these past things, if you're holding on to what no longer serves you, I mean, even as simple as old clothes that you don't need anymore, that's energy that you can release, that you can let go of, have it run through you so that you can bring in abundance. I know that seems simple, but it's like that. But oftentimes what we forget is that old situations that we forgot about, maybe we had to like keep going and we didn't have time to look at it, and so we kept it there and then we forgot about it and then we kept moving and it's still there because we haven't resolved it, right? All that is old issues or old energy that's you're holding on to. So as you release in this 10th house, it will give you more room for your abundance here. Now, you have Jupiter here, so you've done a lot of releasing already. You've done a lot of soul searching. You've done a lot of searching for your identity. This Jupiter here has been doing this for you or helping you do this, right? And Scorpio, you're like the detective. You like to figure it out. You want to see what the mystery is. You're a mystery detective. Pardon me, my voice is going again. You want to know the mysteries, the ones that nobody can see. You want to know that, and you want to figure that out. And that's kind of what you've been doing in this first house, right? So in this fourth house, the fourth house is about your family. It could be property. It could be your friends, new emotions of how to understand those people around you, right? And so with the new moon, you can find yourself in this next like 6 months, especially 45 days. You could find yourself like reconnecting with old family members, or reconnecting with old friends, or reconnecting with maybe even old habits, or old situations, or old places that you used to go to. You could find yourself reconnecting to those things so that you can heal from them. So maybe you don't consciously go and look for those things, but maybe they start entering your life and you're like, wow, why is this coming up? Or wow, I haven't seen this place in forever. And that's kind of what this fourth house is about for you. Now, what I like here is this Mercury that's conjunct this solar eclipse. And conjunct just means that they're within a certain degrees and they're having a conversation. And they're having a conversation because they're going to work together to help you progress and evolve in this house. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication. It works fast and it processes. So I can see where these things are going to come to light in this fourth house. You're going to process them and you're going to be able to understand them, let them go, or keep them. It's kind of up to you in your path. But I can see where this house is working that way for you, to bring those things to light, to bring those situations to light, to bring those family members to light, to bring those properties to light, all of that. Now, you're still going to be working in this 10th house with this North Node, and the 10th house is about your persona, your status in this world, what your life purpose is, what you want to do in this world. And right now, it looks like you're trying to figure that out. But that also has to do with your first house too. What is my identity? What is my identity within myself? And what is my identity and my status out in the world? So those are really prominent for you right now. The thing that I do see is this is your third house of communication. So you do have, and this is your fifth house of love affairs. Now, you have the fifth house of love affairs and creating. So you're trying to create something that comes from your heart. That's very highlighted for you right now too. And because you have Venus, Neptune, and it's the Piscean house right now, right? It's got Pisces energy, Neptune energy, and Venus. Venus is all about love. Neptune is all about love and looking at the bigger picture. So is Pisces. It's all about love and looking at the big picture and having love affairs and creating from your heart and seeing the beauty out of things again. That's really highlighted for you too in that 5th house. And because it's conjunct to your 3rd house, that means, I'm sorry, not conjunct, sextile. Because it's sextile to me, that's a sextile right there. Sextile to me means opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Well, the issue with this is that when it's so Piscean, Neptune, Venus, you can have like all these fantasies and see the beauty in things and then never bring it down, right? So it just kind of stays up in the ethereal, in your imagination. But with the sextile with Saturn is that planet that wants you to work. It wants you to see it. It wants you to bring it because it's going to help you bring it if you do the work. And it's going to bring it into your reality if you do the work. Well, with the sextile, that tells me you're going to have an opportunity in this. Opportunity to heal, either if you have a loved one, a partner, a romantic partner, a husband, a wife, or, just a partner. I can see some opportunity to heal. I can see some opportunity to go to the next level. I can see that being an opportunity for you guys. Okay. So I wanted to highlight that for you guys, right here, because it's your 3rd house of communication. It's like Mercury. It's processing these things. Okay. It's helping you bring those things to light, bring those things in the physical. Now, in your 2nd house, you have Mars in Sagittarius. So you may be trying to find a way to get the things that you're wanting, that you value. Because the 2nd house is about valuing your identity. Well, first you're having to figure out what your identity is. You thought you knew, some of you, but you could be at a part of your life where you're like, I know I was this and I need to get back to that, or I need to get to that, or I see a different way, right? This 2nd house is about bringing value to that. So I'll give you an example. If you want a particular car and you say, I want that car, and then you go and you work for that car, and then you get that car, and then you're like, that's my car because I worked for it. That's the 2nd house. The value, those things, the material things, the finances that you see value in for your identity. Okay? Now with Mars in there, it's giving you the energy to do this. And Sagittarius in there, it's Sag house right now. With Mars in there, it's doing it. You can channel that energy to have integrity, to make the unknown known, to figure out how you're going to do this. And Mars is going to give you the energy to do it. Okay. So those are the things that I wanted to highlight for you guys. I will move on to I hope I didn't confuse you, but I'm going to move on to the tarot spread, if you'll give me just a second. And I'm going to try my best to do the rest of these videos, but my voice just keeps crapping out on me. All right, so here we go. So if any other of you signs that I haven't gotten out yet, if you see this video, I'm trying to put them out, but my voice just keeps going. So in your first position, I did the spread for 3 months. In your first position, you have the 3 of Swords. See, I have my cursor, but when I put it on here, you can't see it. So this is your present position. So the 3 of Swords is about separation from someone or something. So right now you could be dealing with a separation from someone or something. And this is something that's going to cause some heartache, whether it's a thing, whether it's a situation, or whether it's someone. And someone, if it's a someone, it doesn't necessarily mean a breakup. It may mean that you have to leave that person because you have to go to a different job in a different state, or you have to go visit family in a different country, or maybe they do. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to do with a breakup. It just has to do with a separation. Okay, so that's your present position. Now, what you came from was below that, and that's the Queen of Wands. So to me, it seemed like you were being very driven. You were being very excited. You had a lot of passion for what you were doing. You could have been spending time with a lot of your family and friends, and you were being, in a lighter state. Okay. And because of that, it looks like some things came about to have this situation come up, to have this separation come up. Maybe you saw the light. Maybe you saw that if it is a breakup, you can't be with that person anymore. Or maybe something came to light, like, I'm not going to deal with that situation. I've done everything I can in that situation, and I gotta let go, right? So whatever this is, that's where you came from. Now, crossing you is the moon. That's Spirit's advice in this situation. So they're saying the moon is about your subconscious, about listening and connecting to your higher self, about connecting to your angels or God or source or your loved ones. It's about being connected and understanding that you are being helped and being guided if you want. Okay? So they're saying they're here for you. If you need some clarity, if you need some guidance, just connect to us and we'll help you. Okay? So that's their advice in this situation. For others of you, I see that their advice is it's time to see things, taking off those rose-colored glasses, like being really real with the situation or with this loved one or with your romantic partner. Okay? And it is time to separate. Okay? Everybody's different, so it doesn't mean everybody. It's just this is what I'm getting from some of you. Now, in your fourth position, the fourth position is from now to 1 month. I see you have the Queen of Coins. So the Queen of Coins is this beautiful, beautiful queen, and I see this person coming in for some of you to help you. Pardon me again. I'm so sorry about the coughing, but so this person coming in to help you is very stable. They're very, they've worked hard to get to where they're at. And they're very, very generous, not just with their money, but with their time. Okay? They're a queen, so they're very wise. And they've come through a lot. And they work very hard. And they don't just they like the beautiful things in life. They appreciate the beautiful things in life. And sometimes they're chastised because, they may buy the most expensive thing, but hey, they worked for it. From their part, they're saying, I worked hard for this and this is what I want, right? So this queen or king, it's not about gender. To me, it's about the characteristic. This queen in the next month will be helping you get through this separation, okay? And will be helping you work stuff out in that fourth house, right? So for some of you, it's a queen that's going to help you work the stuff out in the fourth house. For others of you, it's the queen that's going to be helping you in this situation with a romantic partner. Okay, for others of you, I see that you're moving into that queen, that you're moving into that stability, that you're moving into that way of life where you have been through a lot, but you haven't let it keep you down. You've let go of what you needed to. You're understanding things for what they are, and you understand that you have a choice whether you want people in your life or out of your life, right? Family and friends included. So I see that very prominent, that you'll be working through that in this next month. Now, above the Three of Swords is your fifth position. That's the Emperor. So that position, I ask your higher self, what is the one message they want to bring through to help you move forward in love? And love to me is that energy that moves through all vibrations. So the Emperor is about building a dynasty, building a community, building something that's much bigger than yourself. Much bigger than yourself. So you have these hopes and you have these dreams and you have this thing that you want to build, this community you want to build, humanity you want to help. And then when you're doing it, you realize you can't do it alone. You realize that it is about you and the community coming together, that no one person can build a community, that it takes all, right? That it takes all of it. And so as you build this community, as you build your dynasty, as you build your empire, you realize not only that I can't do it alone, but it's important to have everybody's input. And as the Emperor, I'm going to make the decisions for what's good for everyone involved, right? And so that's what they're saying as you're making these decisions to get to this space. As you're making these decisions in your career, in your family, in your personal life, with a romantic partner is that you're going to not just include yourself, because yourself is important, but include others as well as you're making these tough decisions. Okay? That's what they want you to remember. That it's not just you building this, it's everybody around you as well. Okay? Now, in your sixth position, right next to the Three of Swords, to the right of the Three of Swords, is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is all about accolades, receiving accolades, getting noticed, having the attention for the hard work that you've accomplished, being noticed, right? So it looks like in month 2 and 3, that's my sixth position, you will be receiving accolades, acknowledgement. And for some of you that are in entertainment business, it could be a part. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but that's what I'm seeing. For others of you, this could be a contract. For others of you, this could be a raise. For others of you, this could be a new position. Whatever this is, it's going to come between the month 2 and 3. Okay, so congratulations. For others of you, if it's about romance, it could be that somebody's watching you and wants to approach. So it kind of depends on whether you're going to allow it or not. Now, in your seventh position below the Six of Wands, this is your fear position. So a fear to me is just there to remind you of what you don't want. So when you figure out what you don't want and you see that fear, you focus on what you want. And especially in this eclipse, we need to be focusing on what we want. We need to be focusing on our goal. We need to have focus, attention, and intention. Okay? So, actually, I need to do that video. I just remember I was going to do that a couple years ago. So the Three of Wands is about, you see you kind of sitting there on the bank with your Three of Wands. You're ready to go. This ship is your dreams. This is your goals. And you're kind of looking at it and you're like, yeah, it's far off. I'll just kind of wait for it to come closer. And what they want to say with this card is that you need to put the energy, you got the wands there to take the action, but you need to lean into it so that it comes faster, right? So this fear position of you thinking that your dreams are just too far off, like I can get to them, but at some point I could get to them. And will that point ever come? And I've been working so hard. And will that person ever come in? Or will those situations ever come in? Or will my love life ever happen? Or will I ever get to a more stable place? Like, you kind of see it, but it's too far. And so remember that that's just a fear. You know you don't want that. You know you don't want it to take forever. So lean into it. Lean into it. Take some action in it. Put some energy into it. And it will come as you reach closer to it. Okay? Now, in your eighth position, this is the way a loved one will be viewing you or dealing with you, or this is the universe telling you. Okay? So you have the star. The star is all about reconnecting, reconciliation. So I see with this fourth house lit up and with your 10th house lit up as well. I see that you, and your first house with the Jupiter. I see that you could be reconnecting with maybe some old flames, but I don't feel like they're going to be, it's going to be I don't feel like it's going to be romantic. I feel like it's going to be more of a friendship and more of a healing thing. More of like, this is where you're at, this is where I'm at, now we can discuss what happened and we can move on from there, right? For others of you, this is family members that you're reconnecting with. So this is the way that this is what will be going on in the next 3 months. Reconnecting so that you can heal. You see the light down there? It's like Spirit, God, the angels, they're all pouring light into your heart to heal you. Okay? And for that, you need to be reconnected to some of those people, some of those situations, some of those places, some of those things, so that you can see that you're no longer there and that you have grown from that and you can heal from that. So that you can let that go, so that your abundance can come in. Okay? Now, in your 9th position, this is your hopes and dreams. But to me, this is that energy that you're calling in. So you have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is all about news that's felt on an emotional level, right? And so if some of you have been waiting for that loved one to come in, he could be coming in or she could be coming in, because that's news of that. If it's financial status, financial stability, if it's a new house that you're wanting, that you've been working so hard to achieve, if it's a new look that you been trying to save money to go get. Like, all this is news that could be coming in for you, okay? So that that energy can come in as soon as tomorrow. It's kind of up to you. Or tonight, especially with this eclipse, okay? It's kind of up to you and your consciousness. It's up to you and your free will. Now, and remember, as we release, there's more room for abundance. Now, in your 10th position, this is the overall outcome of what you'll be working through in the next 3 months. You have the Death card. So the Death card is all about endings and new beginnings, endings and new beginnings, endings and new beginnings. So it looks like in the next 3 months, you're really dealing with letting go and bringing in the new. Letting go and bringing in the new. Maybe that's a lover. Maybe that's a family member. Maybe it's a new family member. Maybe it's a marriage. It's whatever this is, it's a new way as you're letting go and releasing. So like death of the old, but with the death of the old comes a new beginning, right? So throughout the 3 months, it looks like you'll be dealing with this. Now, I don't know if I said this before, but I have the video that I did 6 months ago for you guys for the solar eclipse. I'll have the link to that down below. I have the new moon and full moon steps to take, how to release old energy, how to manifest new energy. I'll have the links to that below, and then I'll have it on the side of this at the end. So I love you, love you, love you. Have a great time tonight. Remember, we're thinking and we're feeling about what we want and see our goals to be. Bye.